How I improved my productivity. This picture here on the left, I believe, was taken in my last year in high school. So when was that? 2020, 4 years ago from now. And at the time, I'm just being brutally honest. I can just remember how I honestly just like half-assed life 24/7. Gave my schoolwork the bare minimum. At the time, I said I was like a gym junkie and shit. That was like kind of my identity in year 12. But honestly, if I'm being truly authentic, I'd skipped so many gym sessions in 2020. And then like lockdown came and shit like that. So gyms got shut down. So I became even more lazy. But just in general, like I was known as the gym junkie. And no, I half-assed it. Yeah, I posted about it when I was there. But overall, I was just like such a low productive version of myself. Would cheat on my diet constantly, wouldn't get any of my schoolwork done, wouldn't really do any like good self-improvement habits. Like at the time, I think I found out about NoFap, would keep relapsing, cold showers, did that like once a blue moon, was just overall so low productive. And I had like this ego. It's like in high school, I swear my ego was so big. And I don't know if it was the fact that I was lying to myself constantly, but I was never a man of my word and just never did what I said I was going to do. Fast forward now to 2024. Honestly, I feel like I've killed and destroyed my ego. It's almost like there was just this switch in this 4 year period of like, now I actually do what I say I'm going to do. I'm not going to fap. I'm going to do a cold shower. And the fact that I actually do it just makes me a much more confident, productive version of myself, actually saying what I'm going to do. Over this 4 year period, you're probably wondering what are like the key lessons and learnings I've learned over this phase. Well, I'm about to teach you. First off, why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Adrian. I've been training in the gym for 6+ years. I've experienced what it's like to procrastinate all day and struggle to get work done. I can assure you, it sucks, all right? It's not fun. When you're just so unproductive, you don't feel good about yourself, you don't feel purposeful, it just sucks. Right now, it feels purposeful for me to help others strive for improvement in all areas of self-development. Finally, I'm proud of the progress I've made in my own journey and feel like sharing it with you will only help accelerate your own progress. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get like these full-length educational guides more often on like your homepage, instead of like the shitty clickbait entertainment videos you're so used to watching every single night, in which provide you with like zero value. Whenever you've like finished the video, you're just like, why the hell did I just waste my time watching that like brain-frying dopamine video, which had no education? Subscribe to this channel, just purely educational video. My goal is just to provide you with as much value and education as I can to help you make progress even faster in your very own journey. My promise to you is that at the end of this video, you will not only learn what drastically helped me become more productive, but you'll feel more motivated to take action and become equipped with the education needed to implement these learnings in your very own life. So there's 3 parts of this video. 1, organization. 2, airplane mode, and 3, diet optimization. First up, to the people who constantly like make excuses and say, oh, I was just born lazy. No, you weren't born lazy. You are literally just a combination of your habits. As you can see in this first picture, this was taken in 2016. At the time, confidence was at an all-time low. Productivity levels were at an all-time low. As you can see, I'm just feasting on some like $1 hamburger. This is when Macca's had that like $1 deal, and me and my friends would always like challenge each other. Oh, who can get the most? You can't see in the picture, but I think I bought like 10 $1 burgers. And let's just say I was extremely uneducated with like how important diet was to like your overall productivity levels. Really low education at the time. Didn't really understand anything. You can see how bad like my skin is from like how just poor my diet was. Really, really low time in my life. I'm not gonna lie. Start small and progressive overload. It wasn't until I finished high school I started like finding out like books are actually educational. The whole like start small and progressive overload, it literally contributes to everything in life. Like obviously with gym, you understand you can't walk into a gym and be able to bench 100 kilos for the very first time. You'll get squashed. Your head will just get split open, right? It's the same thing when you're trying to like start some new sort of habit, which you don't really have much experience with. It's like me, for example, with books. I used to dread just reading books so much because obviously when you look at a book, actually have it here. Obviously, when you look at like a thick 300-page book, you're like, bro, how the hell am I going to finish that? Obviously, it's going to be a lot more daunting if you try to expect to finish it in like a week or something. Start small and progressive overload with all habits. If you want to start eating healthy, slowly just make progress and cut out the amount of times you're eating junk food every week. If you want to start reading books, start small. Read 5 pages a day, read a chapter a week. Before you know it, you're finishing a book a week. The main thing to just make progress is honestly just starting, and start small and then worry about the progressive part later. If you can just start, you're on the right track for overall just becoming a more productive person. So number 1, organization. Schedule everything, long and short-term goals, habit tracker, look good, feel good. We'll start off with the top 2. Schedule everything and long and short-term goals. If you just feel like you wake up every morning and you don't really know what to do, like you go to work, but then you come home, you feel like you've been productive, but you just feel like you're lacking something. Like you really feel like you haven't made any progress towards like your ultimate goal. Or maybe you just don't even know what your long-term goal is. The first most like bang for buck step for you to just overall become more productive in the long term is to write down, as bland as it is, write down on your whiteboard what the hell your long-term goal is. So the most broad example for me, this is what I did when I was like 17, 18, when I wanted to start taking gym seriously. Got a whiteboard. You know what I wrote down? Long-term goal. Build aesthetic physique. Obviously, you understand that you're not going to build this long-term physique in the short term. This is your long-term dream goal. You just want to look better. So then you write that down. Second thing, write down the short-term goals needed for you to achieve that. So what I did was, think of it as like the building bricks that will only help speed up my progress for me attaining that goal, which is building the dream body, okay? What are my short-term goals? Okay, if I can start eating healthy every day, if I can start going to sleep on time, if I can start maybe stretching after every workout, because that just improves my recovery and helps speed up my muscle growth. Little things like that, in which it kind of gives you the blueprint on what you have to do every day. So then before you know it, when you can like start, as you can see, start like ticking the boxes of maybe these like short-term goals you have, you feel so much more like purposeful. You feel so much more productive. Just the fact that you can like physically see that you're making progress towards your goals. Some people go through their life and they actually are being semi-productive, but they don't mentally like feel it because they physically can't see progress. When you are building your body, at first you don't see progress with your physique until like, honestly, maybe like a year in your gym journey. So just be organized. Organization is key. And just like planning what the hell your long and short-term goals are, this will just make you feel so much more productive in the long term. When you feel productive, you're probably going to be 20 times more motivated to attack your goals with even more effort, with even more passion. Just going to be more willing to smash them because you feel like you're on the right track. Compared to the guy who wakes up in the morning, has no plan whatsoever, only does like 20, 30% of the work he's actually meant to do. You're going to be making so much more progress compared to that guy who's living life in la la land, has pretty bad brain fog, just has no idea if he's making progress or not. When I identified my long and short-term goals and started like making like a habit tracker, as you can see here, cold shower, post TikTok, gym. When I made like a habit tracker, I made my goals. Then it came to a matter of scheduling everything and becoming better with like my time management, just organizing my time in the day a lot better. When you know your long and short-term goals, when you know what you're meant to do, you're just going to organize your time a lot better. You're going to realize, all right, I might not go out with my friends tonight because I want to focus more on my goals. Yes, being social is important. I'm not saying never see your friends, but there might be some days where you're like, all right, I'm going to say no to that because I'm in like a monk mode protocol. I want to focus more on my goals. I want to accelerate my own progress. When you have your own plans, all right, when you're busy, when you filled your own time up with your own productive stuff, it's kind of like you just say no to others a whole lot more often, which, yeah, it might sound rude, it might sound narcissistic. By the end of the day, if you're watching this video, you want to make progress. You want to get yourself out of your current situation. So the more you fill your own spare time up with, let's say, making videos and reading books more often, just doing all these good habits, which ultimately make you reach your dream goal a whole lot faster. When you fill up your own time, you're going to value your own time, in which is going to help you schedule everything a whole lot more efficiently. So let's say 7 a.m., wake up, 8 a.m., make a video, 9 a.m., gym, etc. So when you filled up your own time with these short-term goals and tasks you're meant to do, you schedule it. Now everything's in order. You feel a whole lot more productive when you just smash these days. Guess what? You're probably going to be a whole lot more likely to say no to these like bullshit filler side mission quests with your friends. Like, yeah, they're fun. I'm not saying seeing your friends isn't fun, but at times you've probably gone and see your friends and be like, why the hell did I do that? That was the biggest waste of time. Like, oh, you boys just went to Macca's or some shit. That was the case with me. I'd go to Macca's with my friends and be like, why the hell am I here? This is a complete and utter waste of time. I could be reading a book. I could be doing something else, which is only going to feel a lot more purposeful to me. Really start to value your own time, schedule everything, and honestly, start saying no to your friends. Start saying no to that one random hangout every weekend at like the McDonald's or some shit just to be social. If you really want to see progress, the top tier guys, they're saying no to their friends and they're focusing just on them, all right? If you're so like goal driven and just want to tick your own boxes and start just becoming a better person, start doing the hard, boring work, and you're going to be so much more productive in the long term. You're going to be making so much more progress. And finally, quick tip here, we have look good, feel good. It's because here, I haven't even spoken about this. This picture here on the right, get haircuts often. You can argue this is like a pretty big organization tip because if you're sloppy, your hair's a mess, skin's a mess, your clothes are just dirty. It's like, are you really going to be as organized and be as productive as the version of you who's getting haircuts more often, who's taking care of how he looks, who's actually wearing clean clothes? Believe it or not, I used to wear pretty dirty, bloody clothes. I'm not going to lie. I used to get haircuts once every like 2 to 3 months. I was a complete bum. When I don't really care about how I look, I'm probably just going to be more likely to sit on my ass and play video games as I always did. Take care with how you look. I think it's a really important tip in which doesn't really get spoken about enough, especially for guys. For guys, it's like, oh, cringe. No, looks don't matter as a guy. It's all about just working hard. It's like, no, if you're more happier with how you look, you're probably going to work a whole lot harder. As like feminine as it might sound, it's just the honest truth. Number 2, airplane mode. Do not disturb, not good enough. You are not important. Environment. You're probably aware like your phone has that like airplane mode button. All I can say is this is like the quickest, most bang for buck productivity hack that you can be doing if you just want to eliminate distractions. If you want to tell your friends to just shut up in the like spam group chats on like Snapchat or something. Click airplane mode. Do not disturb. It just simply isn't good enough, because I've tried this. I used to cope and always say to myself, oh, I'll just put my phone on do not disturb. It's fine. The notices don't come through. Even though I can like half swipe, then I can still like flirt and see them. It's bullshit. You're literally coping if you're just putting your phone on do not disturb. If someone's trying to call you, the first call doesn't go through. But if they call you again, I'm pretty sure it just bypasses the whole do not disturb feature. Airplane mode cuts you off, bro. You're AFK. No one can contact you. It just shows that I don't want anyone to disturb me right now in this present moment. Another excuse everyone says is like, oh, what if there's an important text message? What if my mum needs to call me? What if it's an emergency? Hamza, another self-improvement YouTuber, actually spoke about this, and I thought this was the most true thing, because I used to cope and say the same thing as well. Just think and have the mindset of, you are not important. If there was a crazy big emergency, do you really think your mum, friends, relatives, whatever, siblings will call you? Probably not. They maybe call the police, they maybe call ambulance, someone who's maybe higher status or has more power. You're probably not the most likely guy to be called for an emergency. And I can say the same with me, bro. I'm not important. I'm fuck all. I have zero value. No, if my parents are in an emergency, they're probably not going to call me. So I really want to get more work done and just be more productive. I'm going to put my phone on airplane mode, because no distractions. No one can contact me. I'm going to get 20 times more work done compared to the version of me who was just to always cope and be like, oh, I'll put my phone on do not disturb, even though messages and notices still like come through. Airplane mode is the biggest hack if you just want to get more work done. And environment. Let's say you're in your room, you're at your desk, you're trying to study, you got your phone next to you. It's on airplane mode, so you've already taken action on my first bit of advice. 10 minutes of like productive work go by on your laptop, and you lean over. Where is my phone? Here it is. Actually, I have it here. You lean over, you grab your shitty phone, and look, my phone's actually on airplane mode right now. You can see that. You're working kind of hard, 10 minutes go by, you grab your phone, and you feel the need to just off airplane mode and just scroll for like 10 minutes and just get that quick dopamine spike. I'm going to be brutally honest. I've become really disciplined at kind of not constantly grab my phone always. When it's in airplane mode, I almost forget it's here. For you, for example, if you're trying to get in the habit of airplane mode, but you keep like feeling the need to reach and just start scrolling, environment is crucial. So what do I mean by when I say environment? If you want to take this further in terms of just pissing your phone off, get your phone, open your door, put it in another room. Get it out of here. If the phone's out of your environment and you're in your room working, there is no option of you reaching to grab your phone. This might be like really outside of your comfort zone at first, but realize that now that it's out of my environment and I'm just locked in and I'm actually trying to do the work, which I said I was meant to do, you're going to get the work done a lot more faster with a lot more effort. You're just going to produce much more greater work, all right? Finally, number 3, diet optimization. Carnivore/low carb, fasting, eat the frog. Carnivore/low carb has to be the most optimal diet for not only just building muscle, which people can argue, no, high carb diet's the best for building muscle. It's not only the best for building muscle, it is the best diet for just improving your brain power, focus, eliminating and destroying brain fog. You're probably asking, what? I thought carbs were good. I thought carbs give me energy. No. Well, yes, they do give you energy like in the long term. They fill your muscles up with glycogen. But in the present moment, it's almost like they just take mental focus, mental clarity from that future you, literally the version of you from an hour after consuming that meal. Every time you consume like some sort of high carb meal that has like a lot of rice, pasta, bread, genuinely ask yourself, how do you feel after you've consumed that big starchy like carb meal? You probably yawn, man. You probably take a big yawn. You probably get induced in a carbohydrate coma. The feeling of, oh, I need to take a quick power nap, like a 10, 20, 30-minute nap. When you consume some sort of like big high carb meal like pasta, or like 4 slices of bread. What this does is it spikes your insulin levels. When your insulin levels crazy, like explode, guess what? You get like crazy brain fog. You feel super lethargic. And the feeling of just you need to take a nap is only increased by like, I'm just going to be brutally honest, honestly, by like 50 to 100%. You just feel so much more tired. You're just going to be a lot more likely to just grab your phone and scroll on TikTok for, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, or however long you're on it. My diet consists of, it's like super, super high fat. Steak, avo, eggs. The only like low GI carbs I'm consuming is like sweet potato, fruit, and raw honey, because those don't really spike insulin as much. I'm not saying eliminate carbs completely, all right? I guess it's just a matter of timing when you consume your carbs the best if you really want to be as productive as possible. That's why fasting is such a great tool for not only losing body fat, giving yourself a period of the day in which you're going to focus on doing your work and you're not going to eat. When you eat, let's say a high carb meal or just a normal meal in general, it's making your digestive system, a whole bodily system / function has to work for you. When a huge system's working for you, that requires energy. That's kind of what makes you feel tired, other than like the carbs spiking your insulin. You want to avoid that. You want to dedicate a period of the day. Me, for example, I'm recording this video first thing in the morning. I'm fasted. I haven't eaten anything. And I just feel a lot more mentally dialed, mentally clear. a lot more better with how I can like spit out and construct my sentences. Everything just feels a lot more smoother. It's like my brain's running at like 2 times speed. It's like I'm speaking at like 20 times speed because I haven't eaten anything. Compared to the version of me who was to wake up this morning, eat a big breakfast. Oh, my 4 slices of toast, my morning coffee with milk. It's like, bro, if I was to do that, I probably wouldn't even recorded this video. If I was to do that, I'd eat that meal, sit on the couch and be like, what should I do now? Oh, I might just try and make a YouTube video. I'll half-ass it. When you eat, it slows you down. You want to have an empty stomach and full balls. You don't want to eat, especially in the morning. If you know you want to smash the hardest task first thing in the morning, eat the frog. Do the hardest task first. Be fasted. Follow this diet for the rest of the day. Your productivity levels are going to skyrocket. You're going to be getting so much more work done compared to the version of you who eats every single morning and just kind of copes and says, oh, I need to eat for energy. I need to eat my toast with eggs. You're literally just stealing focus from the future version of yourself. I hope this advice was valuable and that it motivates and gives you the education you need to take action in trying to improve your productivity levels. Leave a comment about any other productivity hacks I didn't mention down below. Like and subscribe for more videos about self-improvement. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Whoop-ha!